Okay, so I have a friend called Jim, and he owns a lolly store, and he keeps a record of how much money he makes a day from selling his lollies. And he wants me to work out how much he sold yesterday and today all together. So yesterday he sold 858 lollies, and today he sold 989 lollies. How much did he sell all together? Well, I'm going to use this equation in standard written form. So it's 858, so you'd write 858, and then underneath it, lining up with the ones, tens, and hundreds, would be the 9 here, which would line up in the hundreds with the 8, and then the 8 will line up with the 5 in the tens column, and the 9 will add up with the 8 in the ones column. So now what you got to do, you put the line there and the plus there, just what you got to do in standard written form, and then with this you add that to get the ones together, which is 14. You put the 10 in here, which is in the tens column, and you've got 7 left over. So then you got to add this together, which is 14, and you've got 4 left over, and then you've got a 10 that you put, 100, which you put in the hundreds column. So now what I would do with the hundreds column, I'd put the 1 onto the 9, and which is a 1, which is 1,000, and then you'd put the 8, which is left over, and you'd put that 1,000 down here. So the answer would be 1,847. And that is how you work out that question in standard written form. Right, my next question is, Humphrey is a cowboy who sells horses. He wanted to see how many horses he sold in May and how many he sold in February. So in May he sold 1,406, and in February he sold 947. How many did he sell altogether? Go. Right, so with the standard written form, you'd write the two numbers so they're lining up, put the line and the plus, and now watch the professional at work. Okay, so 6 plus 7 in the ones column is 13. So you put the 10 in the tens column, and then you've got 3 left over, so you'd put it in the ones column. And now you move on to the tens column, and you say there's a 0, a 1, and a 4, and you add them together, which is 5. And now you have 4 and 9 to add, which also equals 13. So you'd put the 3 there and the 1 up above the 1,000, and then you add the 2,000s together, which is 2, and it's 2,353. And that is your answer for the Mr. Humphrey the Cowboy. Right. Gary the mad scientist wanted to see how many new things he made each week. He decided to go week by week. So the first week he made 748, and the second week he made 883. So what you'd do here, you'd write 748, so 748, and then you'd write 883, lining up with the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. Right, so you do your line, your plus, and your away. Sorry, that line's pretty bad. Okay, so 8 and 3 is 11, so you'd put the 10 in the tens column, and then you've got 1 left over in the ones column. And now we've got 8 and 1, which is 9, and then take 1 off the 4 is 3. So you got 3 left over, and a 1 up the top in the hundreds. Okay, so you minus the 1 off the 7 onto the 8 and the 9, which is 1,000, and then you've got the 6 here, and you have the 1,000 up here, and you put it down here, which is 1,631. And that is how you work out those 3 questions